it's not a good sound. It doesn't sound like any normal creature you have ever come across.
As we're standing there, the moment I hear it, I reach out to whoever's closest, which looks to be Hauser, and I kind of like grab his shoulder and I just say, listen.
Hauser, you can hear the crackling and roaring of the bonfire nearby, but now it's pointed out to you underneath that sound you can hear. Can you?
I sure can.
Rumbling, roaring, growling sound coming from the pit. An occasional kind of snorts, and sniffs. There is something down in that pit. It does not sound pleasant.
Aye.
Oh dear.
The world's quietest eye. Well, not sure what you two are going on about, but it can't be something pleasant if the two of you are agreeing on it.
It's not... Natural's not the word I'm looking for, but it's the closest I've got.
When you say natural's not what you're looking for, there's a couple of directions you could take that in.
It's like if you could not just hear a growl, but feel a growl and touch it, and it's not okay.
Yeah, by the way, Ren has started walking off quietly towards the collapsed section.
Are you walking anti-clockwise round towards it?
I will go the shortest route because we haven't moved our tokens, so I am moving quietly, and apparently amazingly quietly.
Yeah, with this.
Oh, there you are.
Just a very gentle that cannot be heard.
It's passive perception unless you're looking actively.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Yep, I don't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see you.
Yeah. So. Sorry. So, Gunnar, you can't hear this roaring. You think they must be talking about like the growl and the noise of the fire, because you can just hear like kind of coming from the fire nearby. Another thing you can hear that why is nobody talking about this? You can hear somebody playing the violin, like over behind you up the hill somewhere. They're playing a jaunty tune. Sounds pretty nice. You don't know why these guys are talking about all this growling and stuff.
Well, I can't tell you what you all are hearing, but I hear someone playing some music somewhere.
I think that's a good thing to look at once we make sure that Ren isn't going to die.
Huh?
You don't know. You don't know.
You're sneaking around. As you get closer, you to notice this deep rumbling growl sound, and it sounds like there are maybe two creatures making the growl. You can't quite see into the pit from where you are, but if you walked up a bit closer or crawled up, because there's a guard there, you might be able to see what's in there.
Yep, I will drop. I'd like to point out to you guys that curiosity is one of Ren's major glaring flaws as a person. So yeah, no, I will drop down, and I will make my way to the edge of the pit and look over.
All right,
I hate you so much.
Good. As a As a tiny little gnome, you crouch down into the scrubby, brownish, yellowish grass and the ferns, and you sort of gently crawl your way over to the edge of the pit, where as you as you get over the edge of it, you weren't sure what you expected to see, but it probably wasn't this. You see two really large dog-like creatures, and they seem to it looks like their whole throat and inner mouth and glowing as if their insides are on fire. It's like a pulsing glow, and when they breathe out, instead of spittle coming out of the mouth like a dog, instead of saliva, little sparks and flames come out. And they're kind of sniffing around and growling and sort of barking at each other occasionally, eating, gnawing on bones, big bones as well. They look like they're from at least something the size of a deer, maybe a horse sort of thing.
Cool.
Luckily, they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Cool. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I have read about anything like magical creatures?
Sure. It's one of those things where it's well, but does Ren.
13.
13, yeah. You know a hellhound when you see one.
I
mean,
I bet I
I've
do.
never seen one before, but you have read about them, and oh my god, those are hellhounds.
That's awesome.
Okay, under her breath, Ren lets out a little wow and gets out a pencil and some paper from one of her pockets and starts sketching.
No.
Ren
I
does
hate
Owen
you.
Wilson.
Oh god, I hate you so hard.
Wow.
Oh.
I'd like to remind everybody. Yeah.
Hellhound.
One of my ideals is you can't know everything, but that's no reason not to try. There is always more to discover and learn.
Ooh.
God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pay
having a
little
fascinating time.
yeah. I also pay
Yeah.
little heed to danger if something interesting is at stake.
Oh god.
This is baked into my character, guys. So yeah,
I mean, this is really interesting. The bones look kind of charred. You wonder if they use their flamey breath to cook their meat before eating it. But it's just bones here, and they're kind of crunching on them and to get at the marrow and things. The guard who's with them looks not entirely comfortable. He's a bit on edge, which is probably why he hasn't noticed you, because he's just constantly looking at these hellhounds, and whenever they kind of have a go at snapping at him just to try it on, he sort of glares at them and kind of stamps towards them. No, none of that. But it really looks like this guy got the shittiest duty of anyone in the camp.
cool. I will finish my little sketch and feeling very happy with myself, sort of back up a little bit and stand up once I'm back behind the wall and just start merrily trotting back towards everybody else.
And meanwhile, Gunnar is just brandishing the Dulcimer again, alright, well, do we want to try this, or maybe give them a little entertainment while they're here, distract them, something or other?
Well, I mean, we could always go visit the camps again.
Yeah, good option.
Plenty of camps you haven't visited.
There's the one off to the west with those fairies.
It does look like you're not entirely sure because you don't know what you were expecting, but it looks like there is a lady up there playing the fiddle and dancing with fairies.
Oh, that looks like a wonderful time, actually. And that must be where the fiddle's coming from.
That's definitely not a trap.
Yep.
Definitely not.
Mm.
At the least, it sounds like good music, so if we're to talk to anyone, you may as well start far and then go near, right?
Okay, so we have fiddle.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right. I was just gonna.
No, continue.
So we have
Yeah,
the
so-
fiddle player.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Let's see. So you've got that camp up there is HC4. So a half-elven woman here is dressed in robes. Oh wait, sorry, no. No wait, that's 4, and that's 5. Okay, so the fiddler's camp. This bonfire is a little smaller than the others. An elf woman in robes plays the fiddle as 2 sprites dance around the smoke above the fire. So actually they should be closer to the fire, these ones. Yeah. Dancing around. Okay, then you have the next one down with the armoured looking people. A half-elf woman here is dressed in robes, while her 3 companions, human woman and 2 human men, are dressed in rugged clothing and breastplates. The 3 in armour cook food on kebabs at their bonfire. They cook they're cooking some food on some skewers above their bonfire. You've got the 2 big hairy men here. You've got the secret hidden water cultist camp here and her sleeping druid companions. This one over to the far right of the camp, you have this fringe camp. 3 bulky figures. Whoops. There we go. So it's 3 robed figures, but you can't really. Whoops. There we go. So 3 bulky figures, but you can't make out much about them because they're dressed in big heavy robes that cover everything. 3 bulky figures standing near the fire. Their robes have hoods that are pulled up. And forgot about those 2 wargs rest at the edges of their camp. Let me just add the wargs in here. Warg is a large creature.
Well, this is a veritable menagerie.
Big boys.
No, it's.
What's that one Doctor
It
something?
took me ages to do all the tokens for this bloody area. Just God
You're
damn
a
it,
troop.
Wizards of Coast.
You're a trooper, Kate.
Yeah.
You're a trooper.
We appreciate your work. It's very good.
Also, Corey, I think you were thinking of the island of Dr. Moreau.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was trying to remember the names
Welcome.
of that one Glass Animals album.
Hmm.
The debut one. So we got bears, we got wargs, we got elk, we got hellhounds, we got sprites, which I guess are demi-human, actually.
Sprites are fey.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah. And wargs, in fact, beasts, neither are hellhounds, just in case druids are getting any ideas here.
Yeah. Are wargs monstrosities?
Yeah, which I always thought was weird. They seem like they ought to be beasts, like a dire wolf, but they're
Yeah,
not.
Yeah, owlbears are monstrosities as well. Anything that's like 2 things meshed together that isn't quite
Yeah, I
right.
guess that's.
To my eternal sadness.
Yeah,
Oh well, can't
you
be
cannot be a
warg.
warg.
That's fine. I can turn into a dinosaur.
Eventually.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay, so
While the others are doing sort of their scan of the surrounding camps and getting an idea of who's there, I just stroll up behind them and be like, not bothering to stealth that time. And so they,
Clink, 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 clink,
You are
clink,
so-
clink, clink.
Fucking lucky that stealth check is based on passive perception.
yeah.
I would have given you no end of shit for doing exactly what I would have done.
I know. That's why it's so delicious.
And Gunnar asks as if no one had ever skipped a beat. Ren, which one do you think we should go to?
I don't know, that lady on the...
everyone else.
I don't know, that fiddle lady's quite good. And I mean, I don't think I've ever seen sprites before.
Well, I am of the same opinion. I'm actually rather interested in the musician over there.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll give you some fiddly type music.
Yeah.
Is this one on?
While you're finding music, Kate, can I confirm, is the leader Alisar or Elisar? Bless you.
Oh, I believe it was Elizar.
Elizar.
Yeah. Elizar.
Have we heard that name before?
Eliza? But Elizar. It doesn't ring a bell. You don't think you've heard the name Elizar before?
Cool, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you guys are heading up to the camp with the sprites and the fiddler.
Mm-hmm.
Diddle, diddle.
Okay.
Diddle, diddle.
Oh, it's kind of a nice break from the ominous drum music.
the drum music that's actually been going on for a literal hour.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a drum loop for an hour, guys. This is my new noisecore band.
It's actually like 5 different tunes in that playlist.
16-hour drum solo.
Nice.
More Tom. Step mom. Pom pom.
Thank you for the home server.
Okay, which area was... And Fiddler's Camp. Okay. Okay, so there is a happy elf woman here, and she doesn't even notice you approach. She is so into playing, like, she's really into it. But the two sprites notice you. They look like, they kind of look like little children, only, like, it's like a sort of 10-year-old child, but they've been shrunk. It's like looking at a sort of 10-year-old halfling child, but their skin has a blue, like a greenish colour to it. They have pointed ears, bright green hair, and they're wearing like little kind of jerkins. They have bows slung across their back and little daggers sheathed, and they immediately kind of notice you coming and fly away from their dance above the small bonfire and go, "Oi, what are you doing here?"
Oh, this is Gunner's moment. He's so ready. Hope he doesn't break a string this time.
Oh god.
Buddy.
He has good charisma. Why does this keep happening?
You know, that's not a terrible roll. You play a bit of music on the dulcimer. It's not impressive, but they sort of relax a bit and go, "Wow, you really suck, but come on, join the party."
Oh no.
Gunner resents that, but he can't say anything because it's true.
The elven woman stops playing and walks over and says, "Oh, how wonderful, more guests. Please join. My name is Gariena, and this is Flix and Aphid. We're here to contribute to the rite. Isn't it exciting?"
Well, I have to admit, the flames and other such things did attract me from a fair distance away.
Yes, rather a lot of fire involved in this rite. Can't say it's what I expected from a rite to rebalance nature, but I suppose sometimes we have to burn the land to heal it.
Ren, Ren starts making notes about what she's saying, right next to where she's drawn the hellhound, if anybody is close enough to look at what she's
Connor is
It would probably
unfortunately
be.
not.
It would probably be me.
I-
Gariana looks at the book and goes, "Oh my, that is a very, very good sketch of a hellhound."
Thank you so much. I'm not much of an artist, but I do try. And then I just carry on making notes.
Did you draw it from life? Where did you see a hellhound?
Yes,
Oh,
Ren. When did you see a hellhound?
Still making notes. She goes, "Oh, they're just over there in the pit."
The what?
The elf and the two sprites all kind of look at each other, like in surprise. Really? What's this intelligence check for?
Yeah, that checks out. She probably could have seen it. After all, most people are taller than me. That sounds right.
Gunnar
Gunnar,
meshes
you-
the words hell and hound together. A fire dog?
I
feel like
that's
with
what
that
the picture
Arcana
looks
check-
like.
Morgana will turn to Hauser and go, "That must have been what we heard.
Suppose so.
How can you heal the land with hellhounds?" And then she'll turn to Ren and go, "Wait, when did you see this?"
Ben just looks up at her like with a perfectly innocent face, not faking it, not putting it. Just now, when you guys talk.
You were with us the entire time.
Gariana nods to Aphid, and Aphid goes flying over to the keep, carefully skirts around the back of it. You are amazed at how quickly this little guy can fly, and none of the guards seem to notice him. And then you see him fly in a quick loop around the top of the keep and then fly back over to it. He sort of flutters down and goes, "They're not making it up. There's a hellhound down there."
Technically, there's 2 hellhounds in there.
Yeah, two hellhounds. Lady's right. No, gnomes are good folk. Always right. Always trust a gnome.
I like these guys.
Gnomes and fae folk are quite closely related, so they tend to kind of trust you, just based on the fact that you're a gnome.
Hell yeah.
So they sort of the elven woman with the violin looks just shocked. They can't possibly be up to anything good if they have hellhounds. I mean, they're pure evil creatures. I mean, oh, and I had such high hopes for this ceremony.
So it was supposed to be about addressing balance. Is that what the ritual of the Wicker Giant's about normally?
I've never heard of the ritual of the Wicker Giant. I followed the druidic messages left around the area and came to join in and help out. I've heard that Elizar Dryflagon is a very well-respected name among many druidic circles, although I'd never heard of him at the time. When I asked around, they said, "Oh yes, Elizar, very powerful druid, has done many great things in the past." So I believed that he must be doing something good, and now hellhounds and a strange rite with this fire. They came and asked me many questions. I answered them honestly, and then they told me to wait here until the ritual was ready.
What did they ask you?
Uh, why I was here, what my thoughts on the fire cult were, what my feelings about fire in general were, whether I agreed that this land should be cleansed in order to bring it to balance. I feel like many of them were trick questions to work out if I was some sort of fanatic. But now I'm wondering if maybe they wanted to work out if I was a fanatic like them, and because I've answered saying that I'm not, they're going to probably kill us.
Maybe you should leave.
Yes, I think we should probably leave and take those nice people with the elk as well. I don't think they belong here either.
They do seem a little.
Mary.
That's a very polite way of putting it, yes. By all means.
Yes, they maybe indulge a little too much in the alcohol and other substances that are controlled in human lands that I won't talk about.
Ren immediately looks disappointed that they didn't spend longer with the hippie children.
Would have had some for your pipe. Not an endorsement.
Would you? But maybe I should stay and help stop this before it gets out of hand.
Lass, there ain't a fire alive that can stand up to the might of... Hauser tries to shift the ropes around his torso and can't. Umberly.
Oh. She doesn't look too keen on Umberly. I mean, Umberly is an evil goddess. So, are you here to stop them?
You could say that.
All right. The camp just to the south of me. I'll need to pass them to get out, but I think they may be fire cultists. Could you help us?
Oh, absolutely.
Aye.
I suppose.
All right. All right. Lead on. We'll come with you, and we'll make our way out and leave it in your capable hands to stop this ritual. We'll take news to the... Where would you like us to take news to? We can go to the cities, to the nearest towns, wherever you feel our warning would be of the most use.
Is there a town close to here?
Well, there's Red Larch, obviously, where you guys have been based. Let me just check our area map to see what the...
There's the one we
closest...
came from.
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
just saying, Red Larch.
Belliard?
No, the other one that we came
Oh,
from.
Belliard. Yeah, that's also an option. There's Belliard, Red Larch, and then if you go further afield, let me just find...
I was going to say, Belliard seems like a good bet because they have like lots of retired adventurers and shit who might be into the idea of stopping bad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Red Larch has a bunch of other cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't going to say it was the best one. I would have actually suggested Tribord, to be honest.
Yeah, Tribal's an option, or the other option is go to Red Larch and then from Red Larch go out into the kind of wider Sword Coast area and head on over to, Waterdeep.
Yep.
Head south to Waterdeep.
Gunnar sort of scratches his head and says, I don't put much stock in Red Larch itself, given what we've just seen, but anywhere on the long road ought to work better than that place. Anywhere else on the long. And I don't tend to trust nobility much either, to be honest, but Maybe somewhere up around Westbridge or Tribord. I've been up around that area before. I live past Long Saddle. Might even reach my clan.
All right. Yes, we can do that. We'll find a tree and tree stride tree stride to the
damn.
Neverwinter Wood. We could reach Neverwinter, take news to I'm sure Lord Neverember would listen to us.